Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. 2 videos in 2 days, pretty amazing. Well, for me anyway, as of late. I'm going to be reviewing a brush, which I got from the Gentleman's Room. It's a brush that I've wanted to add to the den for a long time, given the name of it and what it really is. It's quite an unusual, unique type brush. And that brush is going to be, just flick out the water. It's going to be this little bad boy. Now this is the Simpson wee Scot, and as far as I'm aware, this is the only brush that Simpson, who created the Simpson brand, I think it was Andrew Simpson, he was a Scotsman. These are made in England, as you can see, but this is the only brush that Simpson have ever made that carries his signature. It's a 13mm knot. I can't remember the loft or anything like that, but it's a 13mm knot. To put that into sort of context, the average size knot I would say for a shaving brush these days would be 24mm, so it's pretty much half the size in terms of the width here as what the average size knot is these days. So I'm just going to dip it back into the warm water. I don't know why. Why am I dipping it in the warm water? I'll dip it in the cold. It's a cold water shave. I'm just going to flick out the excess. The soap for today is Park Avenue from Euphros. I love the scent on this. It sort of reminds me a little bit of root beer. That's the scent I get from it. Now the knot that's in this little brush is a Best Badger, and I have to say it's an exceptional quality knot for the size of it. The tips are so soft. I'm just going to go straight in here. I haven't. I can't even remember the word now. Nope. I haven't added any water to the soap, that's what I'm trying to say. I haven't bloomed the soap to let the aroma out and soften that top layer up a little bit. I haven't done that. I'm just going straight in with this little brush, straight on top of the soap. As you can see, it is whipping up not too bad. I'm just going to dip pretty much the whole brush in the water. Continue loading up. Now, you don't need a lot in this brush, to be honest. I have used it a few times off camera. Basically just trying to get a feel of it. I know it's not how I usually do things. I normally use it straight up on the video, but the way it's all worked out lately and being so exhausted, I just haven't had the time, but I've still had to shave and I've been desperate to use this little brush, so I'm just going to wet my neck. I've already done my cheeks. I did them before I had the shower. That on there. I mean, it looks like a gimmick, this brush. It looks like it wouldn't actually do anything. And the whole reason this brush came into existence was that they wanted to challenge the knot makers with making a small knot that was actually usable. Now, the great thing with this knot is that I found so far, if you've got a beard and you shave under here, this tiny little knot is absolutely perfect. When it splays, it pretty much covers that whole part of your neck. Now, it is mainly, to be honest, a great painting brush for doing this, to build the lather. But I've also found if I dip the tips, it splays out beautifully, and it's actually got a nice little bit of scrub. Not a lot, but you can feel that little bit of scrub. There's no scritch or scratch. It's just got a nice little bit of scrub. I know I said that about 20 times. So I've splayed it now. Little hole in there. Sprinkle a little bit of water in. Let's just see how big we can build this lather up. Euphros is renowned for being a high quality soap. This tallow formula, I'm not sure whether this is still the current formula from Euphros, but it's exceptional soap. Really slick, really protective, excellent scents. A bit more water. I think that's as much water as I need, but I'm just going to keep just whipping it a little bit. And really, you can't much argue with that. Brilliant little brush. It creates a great ladder in a very small space. Obviously, you can use a big knot on your neck, it doesn't make much difference, but I find with this little knot, I don't make as much mess. I still get the same volume of lather in terms of voluminous lather and all the same stuff you get from a bigger brush. Using less soap essentially, because it doesn't take a lot to load it up, but it still creates a voluminous, quite a good sized lather. Beautiful. Right, here we go. The Carve Christopher Bradley razor. Once again, the same razor as I used yesterday with the same blade, the vintage Permasharp made in East Kilbride. And here we go. Lovely. Now I found yesterday, it's been a while since I've done a cold water shave. Yesterday the shave I had was probably the least irritation I've had from a shave in a long time. In terms of redness and stuff, not actual pain or anything, but in terms of red marks and blotches and things. The only thing I really changed yesterday was I went from consistently using warm water for the last little while to using cold water. Now, of course, that Barrister and Man Excelsior base is exceptional, so I have to take that into account. The post-shave on that lasted me all day, honestly. And even though that cooling sensation on Terra isn't extreme, as it says, it lasts all day. Literally up until I went to bed last night, I could still feel the cold. Excuse me. That was once again very nice. The lather in the brush, I know Kevy Shaves does this every shave, I'm not going to put it on my face. But this is just to give you an idea, so I've just obviously lathered up my neck twice. And I've still got a reasonable amount of lather. I've got enough there to probably do a full face shave. Now I do believe once I get back to full face shaves that this bloody brush will not be able to do 3 passes from one load. It might, I don't know, but I doubt it. I'll be very surprised. If I can get 1 or 2 passes out of it, 1 or 2 full passes with a good lather, I think that's pretty good. And it's certainly an ideal travel brush. It's very quick to clean out, cleans out pretty much instantly. Now I did go onto the Simpsons website just to have a little bit of a read and look at it, and I did notice that they do the wee Scot in different colours with a silver tip knot, but it's quite expensive for what it is. It's £99, which for me, and my money, I think that's ridiculous. Because as much as it's a very good little brush, it's never worth £99. I know it's a different knot type and the handle's different, but the resin's resin. At the end of the day, that cream resin wouldn't cost way less to create than the green resin or the pink resin or whatever. It's just a pigment inside clear resin pretty much. So the fact that it's so much more expensive, £60 more pretty much, it doesn't justify that at all in my opinion for what it is. But it's a great little brush. Going to finish off with Lucky Tiger After Shaving Face Tonic. Really nice stuff. Just a little squirt because it's only really good on my neck. There's never a burn with this, but it does have a lovely skin feel. And once again, that's a lovely shave. No, my skin looks pretty much as it did before I started, so that's a bonus. And that was pretty much a quick review of the wee Scot from Simpson's shaving brushes in the UK. Made in England, Mr. Simpson's signature on there, 13mm knot, and as you can see it creates a great lather. I can't wait to get to the full face lather with it and just see what I can do, what sort of magic I can work with it. I'll probably use a really high quality base like Face Fat, Noble Otter, Barrister, Man Excelsior to really try and see what I can do. Something that takes a lot of water that I can build a voluminous lather with and give this thing a real test out. But so far, so good. Really impressed with it. Simpson's wee Scot. And that being said, I hope you enjoyed that. Nice quick one. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys in the next shave. Cheers.